So, to really grasp the sheer brilliance of this investigation, we've got to start with a false reality that was handed to the world. It's 9 a.m. The medical examiner walks in, takes a quick look at the scene, and officially declares time of death a few hours ago. And you know what? The family accepts it. The first responders accept it. It basically becomes the rock-solid foundation of the whole case. But as we're about to see, this entire assumption was just a carefully constructed mirage. And man, it was about to be completely shattered.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the perfect crime scene. Let's set the stage here and look at what they actually found that morning. Honestly, on the surface, absolutely zero red flags. The victim is Kevin Marshall, a super successful real estate businessman. He's just lying there on his bed, and his face is perfectly peaceful. I mean, there are no signs of a struggle, no knocked over furniture, literally nothing out of place. The room is perfectly tidy. So his family and pretty much everyone else in the room naturally concluded he died that morning. It looked natural, it looked recent, it looked like a terrible tragedy, sure, but definitely not a mystery.
But, you know, in any really rigorous investigation, comfortable illusions are super dangerous. Enter Detective Ethan Cole. While literally everyone else is ready to pack up their bags and write this off as a tragic morning passing, Cole just stops. He looks around this pristine, spotless room, really takes in the atmosphere, and quietly mutters 2 words that totally flip the trajectory of the case. Something's off. It's that gut feeling, right? That vital human intuition kicking in, and it signals the start of the real investigation. So to prove his hunch, he starts hunting down contradictions, which brings us to section 2. 3 glaring clues.
You know how sometimes the smallest, most mundane detail can just blow a case wide open? Well, Cole looks over at the dining table. There's food sitting out. Pretty normal, right? But when he leans in close, he notices the food is spoiled, like really gone bad. And it's spoiled in a way that simply does not align with a meal prepared that morning or even late the night before. Cole realizes it instantly. This wasn't made today. This physical decay of the food, it directly contradicts the medical examiner's timeline.
And guys, this builds into an even bigger contradiction. Cole checks Kevin's phone and he sees active chatting with friends well past 11 p.m. the night before. We're talking messages like, "Yeah, I'm home," and "We'll call you tomorrow." So the digital footprint is screaming that Kevin was alive and texting late last night. But the CCTV footage from his building tells a completely different story. It actually shows Kevin entering the house yesterday morning and he never leaves again. Boom. The physical evidence and the digital evidence are in a head-on collision. The phone says he was alive last night, the spoiled food says he's been dead way longer. Cole knows someone is lying. Or rather, the scene itself is lying.
Okay, hold on to that thought because we're moving to section 3, the temperature twist.
So, Cole re-enters the bedroom. He's slowly looking around the silent, perfectly tidy space, and suddenly, his senses pick up on this massive environmental anomaly that literally everyone else just ignored. He pauses. The room is freezing. I mean, bone-chilling. In an otherwise completely silent house, the AC unit is blasting at absolute full speed. Ethan Cole just whispers to himself, "Why is it this cold?" Now, this isn't just someone liking a chilly room to sleep in. In a crime scene, an artificially manipulated environment is a massive, massive red flag.
And here is the actual science behind why that freezing room is the literal key to this whole mystery. It's called cold preservation. See, when a body is kept at abnormally low temperatures, the natural biological processes of decay are drastically slowed down. It's almost like hitting pause. The killer purposefully cranked that AC on full blast to trick the medical examiner. They essentially created a localized deep freeze right there in the bedroom to mess with the forensic assumptions, making a body that had been dead for quite a while look completely fresh.
So obviously that initial autopsy was completely compromised. And that takes us to section 4, rewriting the timeline.
Armed with this crazy revelation about the air conditioning and the spoiled food, Detective Cole demands a revised post-mortem. He basically forces the medical examiners to recalculate the entire time of death, but this time factoring in that extreme cold. And when the new report comes back, the number is just staggering. 48. Kevin Marshall didn't die a few hours ago. He definitely didn't die this morning. The actual time of death was a full 48 hours ago. He had literally been lying in that freezing, perfectly tidy room for 2 entire days.
I mean,
Imagine being in the room when that new timeline sinks in. Dead silence. But it immediately gives birth to this terrifying, absolutely pivotal question. If Kevin Marshall was murdered 48 hours ago, who on earth was sending those text messages to his friends late last night? The police instantly order a phone trace on Kevin's mobile. And guess what? The location data pings right back to the exact same house.
That trace leads straight to our culprit. Welcome to Section 5, The Architect's Confession.
Turns out it wasn't some random stranger. It was Kevin's own business partner, Ryan Blake. Let's actually break down exactly how Ryan executed this incredibly elaborate cover-up. It was a super methodical, 4-step process of timeline manipulation. Step 1, he murders Kevin 2 days prior. Step 2, he immediately cranks that AC to the absolute maximum to preserve the body and totally stall the decomposition. Step 3, he pockets Kevin's phone. And step 4, he just sits right there in that very house, posing as Kevin, texting his friends to create this fake digital proof of life. He literally manufactured a ghost just to buy himself a 2-day head start. When Ryan Blake is finally cornered and caught, his justification is honestly chilling because it's just so calculated. He simply looks at the police and tells them, "I just needed time to fix everything." Wow. He literally viewed time as a resource that he could just steal. In the end, the final homicide report officially stated, homicide occurred 48 hours prior, time manipulation used to mislead investigation. So it wasn't just a murder, it was an absolute forensic forgery.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of unsettling thought to take away from the case of Kevin Marshall. I mean, we are so used to thinking of cover-ups in terms of, pouring bleach, burying weapons in the woods, or fleeing the country. But this explainer really shows us that the most devious minds operate totally differently. Sometimes the killer doesn't hide the physical evidence at all. They leave it right there in plain sight on a perfectly made bed. Instead, they change time. They warp reality so thoroughly that the truth itself feels like a mistake. It really makes you wonder, right? When we look at the facts right in front of us, how often are we just seeing the exact illusions someone wants us to see?